Y'all know what it's going to do. Y'all know what it's going to do when we doing this like this. Yeah, hold up. Let me get that right. Yeah, y'all know what it's going to do. Yeah, y'all know what it's going to do. It's this time. Hold up, hold up. Let me straighten up a little bit. Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. As you come on in, know that you're in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you're in a space for conversation, comments and concerns, questions and answers. You're in a space of building and destroying, a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, of intelligence. This is a space of integrity, your space, a space of love, a space of masters, okay? A space of power and refinement. A space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information in the chat. Hashtags, damn it, funding apps, apps with cash, pals that pay, grams with money, unions that are Western. Damn it, get a stamp, put it in the mailbox. Red cups, blue cups, damn it, jingle bells, Santa Claus, send a kite, damn it, pink slip. Damn it, it's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until it's too late. Bam, much appreciation for funding the war effort. Don't wait until you on a hot police car hood, chest on the damn hood, face on the windshield wiper. Officer, can you get my phone? Yo, y'all, call my mom, y'all. It's too late. Don't wait until you're getting kicked out of the recital. Don't wait until you haven't been invited to the gender reveals and all that, because the family know you be cutting up. Damn it. Get the help that you need if you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention. A domestic violence intervention. A domestic violence intervention. Please book an assessment. Stop leaving each other in pain, in injury. Man, in the essence, please book an assessment. Okay? If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse, consultation, and counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs. Learn the warning signs. Learn the warning signs. Okay? The behaviors that should alarm you. Behaviors that should alarm you. Characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness. What? What you say? A word? Huh? Okay. Characters. Okay, characters. That should alarm you. Listen, events, places, conversations, man, people, that should heighten your awareness level. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. What it do, what it do, what it do, what's going on? Ooh, wee. Boy, I already see some 55s in class because it's early. They coming in and showing their ass. Yeah. Damn it, we gonna get it in tonight. Yeah, we getting it in tonight. I don't believe we have anybody of notoriety that we can tag other than yourselves. Black folk, black women, black men, melanated peoples. Tag your cousins, your aunties, your hubbies, your side pieces, damn it, your work wife. Tag y'all. Tag them all. Okay? Tag them all. Tonight we dealing with so much domestic abuse and domestic violence that I have to encourage you all. Man, I gotta ask you all to share on all of your social media platforms. Make your TikToks. Listen, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't put your big fat foot in it. Okay? We are going to be speaking about some very triggering information tonight. And by all means, none of my client, none of your stories, none of this has anything to do with you all personally. These are events that has taken place that are viral on social media, that in the broadcast news. However, it could be triggering. I'm letting you know now. So in this therapeutic space, if after class you need to DM, please DM me. Okay? DM me. And remember, this is a safe space. Sensitive information. Keep the chat decent and as respectful as we always keep it. Okay? This is a safe space. Questions are welcome. Okay? But you know my assistants don't play and my sniper is on her job. We will have no trolling and no disrespect of one another. We have to speak about this because it is destroying our nation. We cannot build if black women and black men are not united at the hip. I keep telling y'all that. We have to find a quicker way of bonding. All right? And the only way to do it is to air out, to heal, and to love on each other with understanding. So we have to get to it. Let's tag Chicago. As always, Chicago, get your ass to class. Texas, get your ass to class. What? Florida, get your ass to class. Okay? And New York City, the subways. Yeah, and all y'all little perverted individuals running around New York City in the subways. Yeah, bring y'all ass to class, especially you feet monster. Yeah, and we're gonna name you when we get to the aim in class. Cause I don't know what the hell's the matter with you. Let me name him quick. What's his name? Dexter. Of course he a freak foot monster. Dexter. Betancourt. Oh, freaky ass freak monster. Tag him, tell him to come to class. Oh, Hassan Campbell lookalike ass. Let's get to it. Who else is in class? Y'all better be in class. We getting ready to take attendance, damn it. Let's see. Ooh, hey, who is first in class? God diggity dog it. We see you. Ooh, yes, that's Beckles. London in the building, y'all. From way across the pond. Yes. What up, Lil Brit? What up, Magic? What's going on? We see y'all. Marshy is third. Makeup artist extraordinaire. Yeah. Yeah. With the golden hair. We see you, Marshy. YO, Mount Vernon in the building. What's going on? 1, 2, 3, April Brown. DC, educator in the building. What's going on? Big Colorado, what up? Yes, Bushhead, what's going on? What's going on? Might say anything. I put that up. Yeah, we see you up in here. Bernie, what up, Bernie? Bernie, that. Yeah. Construction site, media, TV. Kim B, peace. Peace. Lovely lady, what's going on? Ooh, my sniper, see Bliz in the building. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Snook the Bear TV. Peace, peace, almighty. Much appreciated for the green apples for the educator. That's what we talking about. Who else is up in here? Frankie, East New York is in the building. Mark Hines in the building. Daryl Maddox and Chris, Philly Threats is in the building. Philly Stand Up. Dust Fro 517 in the building. Who else? Thrax Packs TV. What up? Ooh, Love Over Money TV. Hey, yo. We see you. Felipe, Pate, Philippe, Harris in the building. What up, Bam Woods, Philly? From his vacation in the yard, he's in Jamaica, Bam Woods, logging in from Jamaica. Man, God damn it, put it on a hotel TV. Put it on a resort TV. Tell him to come to class. That's what we talking about. Who that? Who that? Peace, King. What up, King? What's going on? Who else? Merklo, what up? Ooh, Benjamin, G-Rock, what up? West Coast in the building, Cool K Gang in the building. Ooh, Bionic Prince, Nina Smiles is in the building. Ooh, black lipstick and all. Nina Smiles, what up? Smile for me, yeah. Philip, boom. Ooh, we breed love, what up? Oh, damn it, Barbara Williams, 55. God diggity dog. Hey, we got her. E. Brandon, what up? V. Gibson in the building. V. Gibson, tell him how many days clean and sober, V. Gib. God damn it, V. Gib is in the building. What up? Yeah, we see you. We see you. Huh? London is the building. What up, Samuel? What's good? Big up. UK's in the building. Who? Emil? What? God dig Johnny. Yeah, what up, Johnny? Oh, man. God dog it. Lord, what up, North Philly? What's good? Ooh, black and gray, 55. You know you got it. Damn it. Jerome, what up? Uh-oh, getting your grades up, I see. God diggity. Flatbush, man, what up, man? Self-made. Ooh, look at Av. We got Av is in the building. What up, Av? Kick your feet up. God damn it, Ev, kick your feet up. Let's go. Let's go, god damn it. Let's go. I know London is a 5-hour. You ain't got to tell me. God damn it. They be in the building, though. London be in the building. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to it, y'all. Again, disturbing and triggering. And if you are a survivor and thriver of DV, of a batterer, okay, this information is going to touch. It's going to touch you. And if it touches you that much and you need an assessment and session, please book it. Don't make an attempt to continue to do it on your own. Okay? We all need help. We all need that therapy. We all need that space. So when these things are passing through, consciously on the news, subconsciously because we're ear hustling and we hear it or we feel that energy. We need that help to remain balanced. Okay? We need that help. All right? So now we got to go to Chicago, and a term that I'm starting to really, really dislike. I really, really dislike crash out. Okay, I never dug YN. That's why you never hear me articulate it, even in description. I think that is very foul and disrespectful. Okay, but people bought into it. Why? People bought into it because they said that's what the youngins were calling themselves. Now you got YCs, which is young crackers, and all type of wit. Man, it's just out of control. That's out of control. However, we dealing with it, and we dealing with the mentality and this terminology crash out. And crash out is another term that is so regressive, so negative, okay? Because they have accepted it, they have ran with it, and the behavior is what we're witnessing. We are witnessing people don't care about consequences. And when people don't care about consequences, that's a very dangerous space for you and I to be in, especially when these crash outs, these behaviors are not spaces or events that are conducive to liberation. Peace, Shan. What's going on? What up, Swain? We see you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's one thing to watch somebody from the PLO crash out, right? Or Iran or Iraq or the Viet Cong. You dig what I'm saying? Crash out, and it would enhance. Do you dig what I'm saying? It would enhance the nation. It would enhance a group of people. Sham, Allah, much appreciation for the super chat. But when you're doing it for personal reasons, we all lose. We lose the potential from the individuals, right? Becoming greater. We lose from the trauma of us witnessing. It's just a lose-lose all the way around the board. So in dealing with mental health, we have to get people out of that space. We have to. That is a must. Before people can be politically conscious and active personally, they have to be in a good space. We may never get people, and a mass amount of people, in a great space to where we're all militant and moving as one, but we have to get people in a space where they are as close to a balance of a being, of a human being that they can be. So we cannot allow, right, the narrative, we cannot allow the descriptive of the crash out to continue to flourish, especially when we're in a society where it's very different than when many of us came up, right? Where when we came up, right, it was commonplace for people to hide in their pain and trauma with drinking, right? And that could be their vice. Some people may have, been introduced to Chiba, marijuana, herb, herb, Chiba, marijuana, right? Yeah, that's my age, damn it. I'm telling you, it's Chiba or herb, tweeds and shit, right? Or if they was really in deep, they might have, been a skin popper, mess with that heroin or that coke. Years later, we started to witness the crackheads. You understand what I'm saying? That was something that we battled, right? Because with the oppression, with the racism, right? And we dealt with the symptoms from that, which is the poverty, right? Us being on the outside of the society, the undereducation, right? And we went to those vices. You battled that. We're in a different day and time now. We're in a time now where, shit, the average person who indulges may have three of those vices, right? They may be a smoker, a drinker, and a sniffer, okay? Or they may be on prescription meds and drinking and like there's a combination of things that these individuals are running around with. They may have 3 or 4 vices. So it's that much more difficult to get into a clean mental space before we even could get into them accepting our political status, our political beefs, our social shortcomings. See, this is what the rest of them don't tell you. They believe that you could just give somebody a book and yell Black Power and we off and running. No, hell no. We have functional drug addicts dominating society because they can spit a rap or she can, wiggle her ass. And then the kids, the generations, and the others who may be new to English and new to this land, believing that this is a cultural piece, are influenced by a functional crackhead, right? Or an alcoholic whore. So giving them a book on Huey or Asada or Dr. Clark or Ben, or that shit, they can't grasp that. So we have a lot of serious work that needs to be done before we even get over there. Okay? So that's what this class is about. Building the individual, allowing the individual to see themselves in real time before we could even get over there. So again, like I keep telling you, I only tell 1/3 of my intellect here. 1/3. And salute V Gibb, that's right, 1 year and 5 months. Woo wee. That's what we talking about. Do you understand? That's where we at with it. You dig me? So in that, we have a very disturbing case coming out of Chicago. And I get triggered, and I get triggered to the point of rage because when I see these individuals, when I see them on the street, when I'm in Brooklyn, like today, and I could go through 6 different sections of Brooklyn and see these type of individuals, these type of melanated men on the corner walking about. You understand? And I can read it and I see it in their face. And I know that as a soldier, as a general, that these dudes is wasting oxygen and water. That they should be put out their misery right there on the spot. I get triggered when I see news articles like this because I know my role and what needs to be done, but I also know that the people are not ready for that. They not. I have to be honest and transparent. They're not. When you still have elders and committed individuals like Daruba still here, and he doesn't have 1 million subscribers and millions of views. I know that people are not ready. When Mutulu Core could come home quietly and not to a parade of thousands, I know that the people are not ready still. So we have a lot of work in building that energy up. So I see this out of Chicago, and I look at the picture. I look at the arrest photo of this little rotten, nappy-headed little derelict. And it's triggering because I know what's needed to stop and prevent this. Let's go to it. Chicago. The suspect in a deadly fire in Chicago's Austin neighborhood is due in court. Chicago police, with the help of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive officials, arrested 23-year-old Lontre Clark in Springfield earlier this week. Investigators said he intentionally started the apartment fire that left 4 people unalive on June 26. A judge Saturday ordered Clark to remain in jail pending his trial, saying he is a danger to the community after prosecutors laid out chilling details about what led up to the deadly attack and the evidence they say links Clark to the crime. Rodney, what's good? Clark is facing first-degree unalived, attempted first-degree unalived, aggravated arson, and other felony charges in connection with the fire that erupted on West North and North Laramie Avenues, prompting a sizable response. Okay? Investigators said the 23-year-old man became enraged and intentionally set the fatal fire to his friend's apartment building after learning that he may have started dating his ex-girlfriend. The alleged targets were not unalived in the fire. 23. And this is where, again, I get triggered with young people, okay, being involved in adult situations that they're not ready for. Now, you may say 23 is grown. We may say 18, you old enough to go into service, 23, you old enough to drink, but somebody who is not mentally fit, who may have come up without nurturing and proper education and social skills, that's still a child, a baby. Okay? Again, the alleged targets of his were not unalived in this fire. Last month, family members identified some of the victims, including 27-year-old Destiny Henry, 32-year-old Regina Brown Henry, who was 3 months pregnant, and her 5-year-old son, Jason. Community members identified the man unalived as Brad Cummings. He was the editor of the Austin Voice, founded in 1985. So here we have a man, an editor of a local periodical, an asset to the community, an asset to the community. Hey, Mrs. Reels, we see you, salute. Several people were also injured, including Destiny's 4-year-old son, who remains in grave condition. Dozens of others were displaced. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand how much damage is done here? How much trauma? How we lost? We can't even put into proper thought the potential of this 3-month fetus. We don't know who was coming forth. 27-year-old woman, a 32-year-old sister, and a 5-year-old. And do you understand? I don't think we can grasp that, all that potential. And somebody who was already an editor. Listen, man, let's go. Let's go. They saying the boy that's 5 is fighting for his life. He's in so much pain from the burns, right? The Reverend George Smith Jr., who is related to 3 of the victims, said he is struggling to understand how somebody could do this. I want you to listen to exactly what was said. He believed that his friend was dealing with his ex-girlfriend. His ex-girl. You're not with her anymore. Your friend. You see, and this is where how we suffered through the enslavement of our ancestors fit today, because people believe that they can own each other. You understand what I'm saying? Because the rites of passage has been disturbed, because we haven't learned how to relate to each other in affairs of the heart, because y'all been following the Ofe. And because the Ofe owned you and put that ownership tag on you, you followed his way of relating and dealing with people. Okay? Do you get that? Prosecutors say Clark allegedly set the apartment building fire after learning that his ex-girlfriend was dating his friend after seeing a selfie she had posted. So this isn't even confirmation. He's seen her post a selfie from his friend's house. And since obviously he wasn't right up here, this was his thought. This is how he decided to move. Authorities said Clark picked up his cousin and the two went to a gas station where they filled up an antifreeze bottle with gasoline before heading to a convenience store. Investigators said the suspect bought black clothing, a face mask, and a lighter before the defendant's cousin said they drove to the apartment. Get it now? Your cousin, this cousin, didn't have the right mind to say, yo, hold up, man. Fall back. Yo, what are you doing? The cousin and Clark started the fire and then admitted it to him, saying, I just lit the house on fire. Clark allegedly threw out the clothes at his grandfather's house. Clark was arrested Wednesday in Springfield after he was identified as the man who intentionally set fire to a 3-story apartment building. He's been charged with 8 counts of unalive, 4 counts of aggravated arson, 2 counts of attempted unaliving, and 1 count of residential arson. Because he seen a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend take a selfie in his friend's apartment. This is where we at with it. I want y'all to understand that this is the young folk that y'all push hard for their future. Which is why I keep saying that without proper education, what are you doing? What are we doing? Because this is what's running around here now. This. A total of 4 people were unalived, right? Let's go through them again. Brad Cummings, 76 years old, the editor of the Austin neighborhood-based The Voice newspaper. Also unalived were Destiny, Regina, and Jason Henry, ages 28, 32, and 5 respectively. Jason was Regina Henry's son, while Destiny was Regina's sister. A family member said Regina Henry was 3 months pregnant at the time of her being unalived. At Clark's first court appearance on Saturday, Cook County prosecutors said that Clark texted his ex-girlfriend after seeing she had posted a selfie on Snapchat from inside his friend's apartment. Clark implied he knew the two had started dating. Implied. Doesn't know. Clark's ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend later went to sleep in the boyfriend's apartment around midnight, okay? Meantime, around 12:20 a.m., the next day, Clark drove to pick up his cousin a few blocks away. The two drove to a nearby BP gas station where Clark filled up a yellow antifreeze container with gasoline. At around 1:10 a.m., Clark and his cousin drove to an alley behind the apartment building. This is just crazy. And we set the fire. Henry's 4-year-old son, Kyle, who remained in critical condition as of last Saturday, sedated and intubated with head trauma and burns to the face and body. Destiny's cousin, Latreia Goodman, said Destiny went back into the burning apartment building to get Kyle, not knowing someone else had already dropped him out of a window to save him from the fire. If my cousin knew her son was already out of the window, she would have been here right now. This is how much pain, trauma, and hurt this little punk ass dude caused because he was too young to be in an adult situation. He was too absent-minded or high or moving off of the language, the way they communicate as young folks, as my girl, my ex, right? Too young to have his little scrotum tickled and release, right? Because this is how they get. Because people believe that they're ready for anything, so you're not watching them. So they're being in situations that they don't know how to articulate themselves and they don't have no understanding. So y'all allowing them to, what y'all call date, Euro terminology, earlier at 13, 14, 15, or maybe in situations where they've been abused that young. You understand? You see why we have to watch each other, learn each other, nurture each other so we can pay attention to the younger people who don't know? Because even at 23, he was too young. Okay? He was too young to have somebody pull on his little Peter. Because when that ended, he didn't understand. This is where we at with it. This is why I say you have to watch. And if you believe somebody is dealing with domestic violence, abuse, a situation that's not healthy, get them some help. But how would you know if you don't know the signs? See, the only real, true, and living way that you're going to understand is if you are taught the signs, if you can peep it without being in it. You get what I'm saying? So this is what he did. Now look at his face when he aced. But what's triggering for me is that he could be in Cook County somewhere believing that he did what he did and he's writing exact for it. Because that's where we at now. We're in a space where human beings don't understand because they have no balance. They're soulless. They don't understand. So they have no connections to emotions, no spirituality. But people come before you and think that we could just drop something in their head. We can tell them, be black and proud in terms, right? And throw around Swahili and just here. That's all they need. And nothing else matters. That's not right and exact. It's false. Get me? I wouldn't care what any group of the 1,000 books that I've read, the books that I gave to y'all in the community section on YouTube on Black History Month. Or what was it, 30-something books? Sometimes I gave 2 books. What was it, 30-something books? None of that matters if people don't know how to move from a space of connecting everything, mind, body, soul. That's what we're dealing with now. We're dealing with people who are disconnected from it all and just are here. They just exist. And in that existence, they can make you a victim of their own truth, a victim of their ignorance. Because he unalived so many people because he thought, what? That somebody moved on without him. And it's common. And it should be matter-of-factly common. That when it's over, it's over. Take your ass on. But when you learn in an Ofe school, when you're living in an Ofe world, and you see how they don't move on, how they haven't moved on from chattel slavery, how they haven't moved on from Jim Crow, how they haven't moved on from buck breaking and wanting to dominate the world, how they haven't moved on from manifest destiny, how they haven't moved on from the Roman Empire and Caligula. You understand how they haven't moved on from the same war that we've been fighting? You can see how black men and black women can't move on when it's time to go. When you're no longer good for each other because they are empty. So it ain't no one book gonna fix it. There's no old doctrine that we use in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s that's going to fix it. We have to work. We have to work. Now this little stinking vulture, this little buzzard, destroyed many lives. And that could be any one of them in Chicago you looking at. Any one of them that's drilling and spinning and believing in this way that they communicate that is real. That can happen at any one of y'all in Chicago. At any given time. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We got to fix this shit. I'm telling you. Y'all start seeing these people and they off, man. Take their ass to a mental health clinic. Get the mental health clinics involved, man. Say, yo, this one here, nah, somebody got to come and see him. Somebody got to come see her. When she off, stop excusing that shit. Stop ignoring it. That is what is going to prevent us from greatness. Allowing this ignorant shit to keep being a definitive. To keep right there in the pocket, in the face. Because old face used those people. They use those situations to come on in and to sit in our communities, to sit in our places of worship, to sit wherever we may be congregating, to build with each other, to cipher with each other, to love on each other. Shit like that is used to say, this is how they move. See that? Those are niggas, and we know they niggas because we created that. Get rid of them YNs or whatever you want to call them. I call them young dudes, YDs, whatever, young people. Get them from amongst y'all. I wrote about it in my memoir. You understand? Because I got it from George Jackson when the breakdown of Frankenstein. People don't understand it. They didn't read it. Read it. Check it out. Right? Frankenstein was what? Frankenstein was the monster. Frankenstein was what? The monster in the town, in the village, terrorizing everybody. When you got Frankenstein in the hood, what happened? The village rose up. The villagers rose up and ran Frankenstein ass up out of there. Okay, then what happened? He went back to his creator, the Ophe. And then he looked. And when he seen that he was a manufactured ideal and physical presence of his creator, he went crazy. He went crazy. Couldn't deal with it. Y'all better get the Frankenstein up out of your house. You better get the Frankenstein out of your building. You better get the Frankenstein out of your bed. They should not be comfortable where we at. Get rid of them. Y'all see these little bastards? Get rid of them. It's disgusting. Now, from Chicago, we gotta move to Texas. What's up, CC? Peace and power. How? What do you mean how? You need a description? You need instructions? Get rid of them. Do I come to your house? Or do I come to people's house and show them how to get rid of roaches? Do I gotta tell y'all how to get rid of that? Huh? Peace and power, God. Peace. So we moved from Chicago. We gotta get to Texas. Now, Chicago and this little young person who caused so much pain and havoc, clearly the end result is one of domestic abuse. Okay? You got it, soul. All right? That's usually the end result. We don't know what this young woman was going through. We haven't had the research. We don't know how long they were together, if they were even together. We don't know. We just know what is being printed. That's usually the end result. Now, we spoke on the case last week, right, where a woman who was harassing and had an order of protection out against her ex, right, ran up in the mall or at his business and gunned him down. Okay, here we go, another one. Let's go. On July 11th, 2025, a devastating incident unfolded at the Salon and Spa Galleria in Arlington, Texas, resulting in the unalivement of Credit Champ CEO Todd Austin. Authorities have confirmed that 37-year-old businessman was shot multiple times while receiving a haircut by his ex-girlfriend, 37-year-old Timone Michelle Williams, who later turned the hammer on herself. According to the Arlington Police Department, Williams entered the salon located at 7800 block of South Cooper Street at 10:15 a.m. Surveillance and witnesses reports indicate she walked directly to the barber suite where Austin was getting a haircut and opened fire. Williams attempted to flee the scene upon noticing arriving officers. However, she ultimately re-entered the building and fatally clapped herself. Now, D. Haven, piece of power, what's going on? Okay? Now, as it was reported and as it was running through social media, people who knew of him, I guess he had a presence online. There were varying and various different statements running around. And since it's been a day or so, I did my own investigating and my own research and my own reading and my own eyes. There was a lot going on than what was initially reported, right? Initially, it was reported the way I just read it, and people thought that this woman wigged out, that it was his ex and she just wigged out on him. Then the rumors started that she found out that he was out in the streets and she might have contracted the Batman Forever, the boogie monster in her bloodstream, and that he had given it to her. And then that's why. Okay? Well, since then I've seen a video from a Ring camera that they said was just a day or two prior to her going and handling her business. And in what I saw appeared to be, okay, domestic imbalance. Domestic imbalance, where he was definitely the aggressor. And in his words, if this is somebody that is an ex-girlfriend, okay, somebody that he's no longer dealing with, he was in the language of somebody who was trying to control and have power over this woman. Now, she also had friends and others come to her defense with videos and statements saying that in the estrangement of the two, that he emptied all bank accounts, that he took her name off of mortgages, that he also had taking some sort of money that she had gotten from some type of legal suit. It's just a lot. It was a lot to it. And the friend, though, in the videos I saw, they can't sit in the space and say that she should have took it there the way she took it. However, they made claims that she was definitely under stress and duress. Now, in the video, he made an attempt to get in the house by using some type of code. You know how some people have these doors, right, that work on a alarm system with a code, and he couldn't get in. Tried a few times, and he claimed she changed it. Eventually, she opened the door after he was banging rather aggressively, and once he went inside and outside of the camera's view, you heard it. The aggression, the threats. Okay? It wasn't as clean cut as they made it appear initially. Okay, God body, much appreciation for the super chat. The U.S. just added funds to the war pot. Here's some for our community. Much appreciation. Yes, indeed. So clearly there was domestic situation there. For me, dealing with domestic violence and knowing exactly what it looks like, he definitely was in a space where he was out of control, threatening and demanding, especially if this is somebody who's an ex and you're not dealing with. To where she definitely wasn't, it wasn't a space where she was fighting back. You can hear her saying, please calm down, because her son was also in there. So if that's not the house that you're living in, the banging, the demanding, the threatening, the calling her out for saying that she changed the code, and that is how you approach that, it wasn't as clean cut as, oh, a credit repair CEO was gunned down while getting a haircut by his ex. It wasn't that. To my witnessing, that there was some turmoil there. And I keep telling you, no one is beyond getting their head popped off. No one. I've seen many a woman, and it's happening more and more. Not only in this case, not only in last week's case, there were cases all over the course of the last 2 years in North Carolina where women have picked up that thing and knocked their dude head off. Stop playing. Stop playing. Okay? When you're in a space, when there is arguing consistently, where there is bickering consistently, where you are not together, there has to be a different means of communication if there's turmoil in it. Or just leave them alone. Because once people are triggered and enraged, it's over. People are dealing at that point on instinct and a savage mind. When you're dealing on instinct and you believe that survival is a must, man, woman, or child, they're going to operate in a space where they want to come out of it. Now, her unaliving herself is something different. When these men unalive themselves, that's something different. Usually, people who are fearful, okay? People who are fearful of another individual or individuals usually try to do the most harm and survive it. Once you are caught in a situation where you feel that the consequences may be too severe, then that's the follow-up piece. So as always, I'm always encouraging people to learn the warning signs because they play out. This is not something that we just come up off the top of our heads with. This is studied. These are data-driven witness accounts over and over. And when you start to see a pattern, that's when you become proficient at knowing what you're talking about. I'm not no domestic violence counselor just off the rip. There was a training. I had to get certificates. I had to work in the field. We had to see training videos. We had to witness people and speak. And these are people who have whatever degree you want to give credit to. Doctorates, PhDs, right? Masters. These are people who've been doing this. Okay? So it's for real with it. And there are patterns, just like everything. We are universal beings of science and math. Science and math. Okay? Numbers. So in all domestic violence or battery situations, you have a pattern. And people fall right into it. So when he is at that door in that video and you threatening and whatever else went on in that house, that next morning, you triggered her, homeboy. You triggered her. Now again, whatever the rumors were, we're not saying that she had it in her right to take this man out in the barber chair while he was getting a fresh one like this was some damn Mario Puzo novel. You know what I'm saying? She aired him out like this was the goddamn a Godfather. So whether he did give her some type of STD, whether he did drain her bank account, right? We're not saying that that's it. But who are we? Again, when there's violence, when there's friction, when people are at war, you can't sit there and expect everybody to fight the same. You can't sit there and expect everybody to handle it the same. Okay? So we don't know. We don't know the truth behind it. This is what we're getting. The truth is, though, he's not here. She's not here. We witnessed the video of him in a very enraged state and threatening her. Okay? So all the clean cookie cutter, oh, he was just this and he was just that. Nah. We have to look at it for what it is. Okay? We have to look at it for what it is. Yeah. And they said he had, well, again, we haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, but they said he had like 9 kids. Okay? Hey, Mac J. What up, St. Louis? We here, we see you. We glad you up in here. We see you. Tally, what's up? We see you. Okay, so again, I'm telling y'all, if y'all in a situation and you are uncertain okay? If it's violent, if it's domestic violence. See, because you're going to be certain if it's abuse or batterer, right? If it's something that's physical on a regular basis. But sometimes people don't know if they're being abused, if they're in the domestic violence space, right? So again, as I did before, I give a brief going over of certain specific elements that you can take. And again, this is my work. This is my work. There's very limited support on YouTube. I mean, there's some who are consistent, okay, with how, generous they are as far as the war effort and doing what needs to be done in the community, okay? But this is work, and we don't just give away work. We can give away information, we can enlighten people, we can, okay, encourage, we could do all that here, okay? But work is work. But still, since this is a severe time and it's becoming consistent, people need to know, especially if you in class on a regular, if you believe you're in a domestic violence situation, okay? So first of all situations that are violent, that are abusive, have to have this element, two elements, power and control, right? Just like the OFE. The OFE has power and control over as many people globally as they can. So we are in a domestic violence situation with the OFE, okay? First thing you should understand is if somebody's using emotional abuse, okay? Emotional abuse. Somebody that's always putting you down. Somebody that's always making you feel bad about yourself, calling you names, okay? Playing mind games or trying to make you feel guilty. That's emotional abuse. And this is for either gender. Either gender, okay? Then isolation. When you're isolated, somebody isolating you, right? And that means they're controlling what you do. They're controlling who you see and talk to, what you read, or maybe not allowing you to read, where you go and not allowing you to go, and putting limits on your involvement with others. Okay? And the biggest one is using jealousy. Somebody who claims that they are jealous, that they love you so much that that's abusive. But again, people were raised to believe that it's cute. Okay? That's cute. Oh, he said I can't talk to nobody. No, I can't have no friends on my social media. I don't even have social media because he said so. Cause she said I can't be texting and I can't be looking at no. No, when I'm at work, no, I don't have work friends. Come on. It's because you've been raised and conditioned to believe that shit is okay. It's not. It's not. Let's go. Minimizing and blaming you. Okay? When they are abusive and they say, you did it. You made me do it. Why you make me crazy? Stuff like that. Or abusing you and saying it ain't happened. Okay? Using the children. You dig? Making your person feel guilty about the children. Taking the children away from you. Monitoring what you say to the children, what the children say to you. Okay? Or using the fact that y'all have children amongst each other, right? As a way of harassing. It gets deep. Economic abuse. All of this, man. Using intimidation, intimidating the other. Right? Displaying weapons, beating up the pets, right? Destroying property all the time. These things and different other elements in it, that's controlling you, that's power, that's physical. These are physically violent situations that might not have been hands on, but this is the stage. This is set. By the time it gets physical, okay, by the time it gets physical, it's too late. And by the time that physicality becomes a regular thing, that's a batterer. The mind game is already in, it's set. So now the pullout from it is that much more difficult. All right? It is that much more difficult. CC, DM me on IG. We could discuss. All right? Then the opposite of it is equality. That's a whole different thing. Right? That's a healthy, balanced way to relate to people in a relationship, right? Where they respect you. You have trust, you have support, honesty, accountability, right? Responsible parenting with each other, non-threatening behavior, where the economics is a partnership, right? A partnership, 100%, 100%, or 50%, 50-50. That's why I'm always against it. When you not what? No 50-50. So who am I? What am I supposed to do? Being in an abusive space where I'm taking care of everything and you do nothing, that's a form of abuse, but people don't get it. Y'all run with these false narratives and you're not keen to the shit. The economic is a partnership, whatever. Right? Making the decisions together. Making sure both partners benefit from finances. This is healthy because you're moving towards something together. When y'all talk that slick shit, that hot girl summer shit, that I don't do this and I don't do that, it contributes to people becoming cat ladies. Molly, much appreciation for the war effort. Okay? So just understand that. Just understand it, yo. That our DV rates are crazy. Way up. Way up. So that has to come down. It has to shrink before you can start talking about you picking up hammers and you new Black Panthers and you this and that, because within the context of those organizations, you got a whole bunch of domestic and chauvinistic bullshit that we'll never get liberated with. Never. Because if we're not equally yoked in the struggle, there's no trust. And without trust in one another, you don't have an army. You don't. So let's get right so we can stop this. So but again, we're dealing with so many other issues. We got to get people off the prescription meds. We got to get people off the weed. We got to get people off the brown liquor. We got to get people off of the coke and the dope. And we got to get people out of the materialism. Okay? Yeah. And playing in each other grippers. Yeah, we got all that. And wishing that they were with the old fae. Okay? You can't do any militancy when you're dealing with all of that. You dig? Yeah. Yeah. This is Get Right class. This ain't no bullshit. This ain't no regular YouTube spot. This is work. You dig? So now, went to Chicago, went to Texas. Now let's go to Florida so we could tackle another issue, okay, that black men, I gotta call y'all out on it, believe it's okay. Y'all believe this shit is all right. Because you see your cousins do it, you see your uncles do it, and you don't check it. You don't bust their head to the white meat for looking, for saying, for insinuating this type of behavior. But look, you're unalive. You're trying to unalive your friend like they did in Chicago because you think your ex gave him a little bit of tail. You'll do that. But you'll watch these monsters run around the hood and y'all won't say nothing. Right? Let's go. Let's go to Tampa. And I don't know why this wasn't viral. I didn't hear about this, or maybe it was viral in Florida, in the South, but I didn't hear about this initially to where it's at right now. Let's go. A man picked up a 14-year-old girl in the middle of the night, asked if she was having S, then unalived her in a vacant field, Florida authorities say. Ronnie Trammell Walker, 47, now faces the possibility of the death penalty after a jury convicted him of first-degree unalivement in the 2022 fatal clapping of 14-year-old Nalexia Alexander in Tampa. Okay? Do you understand? 14 years old. What should anybody over 18 be thinking about with a 14-year-old? 47? And he's running around the hood? And y'all didn't see it on him? Y'all didn't see it on him, huh? We're going to get to it, Barney. We're going to get to it. Prosecutor's case rested in part of the testimony of Robert Quincy Creed, the only witness to the clapping, who pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact. Creed testified during trial that he was riding in Walker's car on May 6, 2022, as Walker drove around looking for the 14-year-old runaway. Prosecutors said during the trial. Nalexia's adoptive mother testified that when the girl was 11, she started running away looking for her biological parents. While Nalexia's mom said she didn't know Walker, her daughter did. She was 14 years old, and she got in the car of a man who she trusted, said the assistant DA. The wrong man, but a man she trusted. Walker picked her up at about 3 a.m., then drove to a street that dead-ended in a vacant lot. And Creed said Walker asked the girl if she was having S. The teen said no. And then the accounts of what happened next diverged, with Creed testifying that Walker first clapped the teen in the car, then had her get out and clapped her multiple times outside the car. Okay, but Walker's defense attorney said there was no evidence that a bullet was fired inside the car, as if that make a difference. Mr. Creed's entire story of how this occurred has reasonable doubt written over it. Okay. What the police know is Nalexia was found unalive by someone who heard the clapping and found the girl lying in a vacant field, according to court records. She had been clapped multiple times, including in the head. Then cell phone records showed her phone continued to travel inside Walker's car after she expired. The fact that he drove her to the location he drove her tells you all what you need to know. But if you weren't completely convinced at that point that this is premeditation, because why else is he driving Alexia Alexander to that spot other than to unalive her and dump her body in a vacant lot? The jury found Walker guilty. Now they must decide whether Walker should be sentenced to life or should he expire in prison. This is what we got going on. That dudes is preying on runaways at 14. 14. This is what we doing now. This is what has been going on for quite some time. And I see it. I seen it today. So you when you sit in the community and you watch people, see, I've always been a watcher. Again, that was part of my hustle in the street. I'm a hunter of men. Okay? Them ghetto stars, them hood rich dudes who thought it was sweet to be in the community poisoning it, trying to get rich. Hunt they ass down and hit them in the head with that pistol. Bastards. You understand? So you don't break specific habits, especially when you were trained in the street and then go to the army where you're trained again to be a soldier and to look at patterns and behaviors and how people move. I see it in the community. Young girls pass and dudes is all up in them, looking at them up and down, eyeing them, saying things to them. And I'm saying, you don't know that she don't get her own hair done? You can't see the nail laters all in her fingertips and in her breath. You can't see that these are babies, these are kids. You can't see that this might be her first job because she got on a uniform and he might work for Target or this one. That these are just young people trying to grow, mature, come into their life, and your old musty middle-aged ass is trying to disturb their peace. Yeah, it's a different time. I'm a different individual. I gotta move different. But in the era where we didn't have cameras everywhere, oh, dudes used to get the business. Dudes get the business. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now, this is where we at with it. That this man, well, what kind of shit are you on? So what if she would have said yes when he asked, are you having S? You know the child, you know she 14. So 47, you abusing this baby. This is what you would have did if it didn't go left, right? So you would have destroyed her right then and there. You would have destroyed her at 14, physically and emotionally. So you would have took her life at that point. She was already with a foster parent and going through issues. So now this 47-year-old was intending to do it to her anyway. So why should you spare him? Why should we spare him? Why should we spare any man at that level? Keep telling you, people create patterns, behaviors. People tolerate and accept certain shit, right? Like before I came on and had class, people were sending me Shaquille O'Neal's threat to RG 3 over Angel Reese, okay? Because he, even though he is betting an old fate and consistently bets old fays, is attacking this young girl, right? Consistently. We gave a class on it already. Now, Shaq physically threatened him with physical harm if he keeps coming out his mouth. Can't blame him. Like we said, this is a young girl. Okay? Now we don't know what Shaq's intentions is. We already know he is a little, thing between them. They were supposedly in business together. We don't know the intention, but we do know that some men are built different and they don't tolerate disrespect, okay, of young black women. You just, like, come on, like, just not, nah. Some men don't have that in them. Again, because they see it, because they know it, because we around other dudes, we hear our dudes talk. Like, what? That's a kid, yo. And you'll see some of, man, I don't give a fuck. You hear that. Oh, okay. So that means, yeah. Yeah, you need to go somewhere. You need to, yeah, we need to get you up out of here. Can't have them running around because, see, if we don't correct all these ills before the war, oh, you have no idea of what happens during the war when it's not corrected. Did y'all do the proper study and research of what happened Hurricane Katrina in the Superdome? When you had a bunch of those fools running around up in there and women and children and elders weren't protected? That's just a little bit. That's just a little bit. So when you say that we have to be in a position of black liberation and armies and moving and militancy and us moving in certain pockets and the soldiers not being able to sit in the community because we at the necks of the old phase and they at our necks. What's going to happen when you got these type of monsters running around in the community, in the hood? Do you know that every nation, that every ethnicity that fought against white supremacy, that the communities are protected when you have these groups, when you have the PLO, when you have Hamas, when you have different organizations running through? Y'all looking at Captain Ibrahim and you think he got to worry about what's going on in the community and in the hood? You think that they don't have a code of conduct and specific morals that if anybody violates, that they'll be left right there? You think that melanated people could take over a city, a town, a state without having a proper moral code? Nah. All that bullshit y'all being entertained by with the music and the drill and the trill and the this and the that and the sips and the them niggas got to go. You serious? You think you can leave them with your babies? You think you can leave the puffs to back while we fighting a war? You think you can leave a Dame Dash while we fighting a war? A Little Wayne? These little, you really believe that? Then y'all don't know what this is. Y'all don't have a true understanding of liberation. You think you could leave your cousin around in the hood? Shit. Y'all better come to the grips. You got a lot of black men gonna get their head knocked off. That's funding a war effort. That's building a war effort. A lot of niggas gotta go. Quickly, too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay? So understand that there has to be a written word and an unwritten word. There have to be a spoken word and an unspoken understanding of how we deal with our women and children and elders. Has to be. Has to be. And it has to be absent of the Ofe or his sympathizers or his workers. Yes, I did, bro. Years ago. I've been telling y'all that. Been saying it. And dudes like this dude, because we got a little deep tonight. We got a little dark tonight. Because we have to. There's just certain times where I have to hit you right there so you can feel it. Okay, so now, because we spoke on it that darkly and that deeply, we can kind of chuckle at this clown, but in all seriousness, we can't, because if he wasn't caught, we don't know what he would have did. We don't know what would have happened. Okay? So, New York City, tag New York City, y'all, because all 5 boroughs, because we got these weirdos running around too. So we're not, excluded from this conversation where New York City got some cleaning up there. Man, listen. Let's go. Let's go, because this shit here, man, we got a freaky foot fiend, and I don't get it. Let's go. A subway sicko who tried to kiss a female strap hanger's foot, then exposed himself, was cut loose without bail. Without bail. As Manhattan prosecutors revealed twisted new details of the unsettling incident. And if y'all from out of town, y'all don't know what a strap hanger is, even though we don't have straps on the train no more, strap hanger is somebody that rides the trains. That's all, right? We used to have those straps back in the days. You hold on and shit. That's where the terminology strap hanger came from. He tried to kiss her feet and then rub his own genitalia. Freak monster. Yeah, that's him. Freak man. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Right? Okay. The serial creep, Dexter Bentoncourt, 37 years old, looked disheveled in Manhattan criminal court and sported a black eye. Shouting to a Post reporter, "Your mother has a foot fetish," after he was let go on supervised release because the charges weren't bail eligible under state law enforcement reforms. So now that they reformed all these laws, right, he don't even get a bail. They just let his little nasty ass go. Okay? Betancourt. Yeah. Betancourt. Betancourt. Had been arraigned on charges he committed a lewd act in front of the 30-year-old victim. After telling her she had nice toes at the 14th Street 6th Avenue subway station on June 18th. Do you understand? The foot fetishizing fiend, and I repeat, the foot fetish. This nigga, foot fetishizing fiend. Even the news call him a fiend. Who has racked up nearly a dozen previous arrests for assault and S crimes, was charged with public lewdness and exposure of a person. Charges that aren't bail eligible under state law. Before he was let out on supervised release, the judge, why not just a pervert with a documented history of lewd acts on the subway? Apparently, supervised release is the best equipped to make sure he doesn't do it again. Not, one frustrated cop said. Okay? Come on now. After the victim rejected Betancourt's advances, he then bent down towards her feet to try to kiss them and then exposed himself, police said, while urging her to look at his private parts and sickly commenting that he was aroused. This is how dudes is giving it up on the train. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Okay? This is summertime. She been on the train, right? Which means we gotta assume she don't have no whip. So she don't walk to the train station. She stood up on the train. She been on the train. The feet is close to the floor. The train ain't all that clean. So he bent down to sniff her feet, knowing that, or not knowing, that she might have been in some 3-year-old Uggs all winter and spring. And he bending down to sniff her feet and pulling out his little Peter Pecker wood on the train and saying, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Feet, here, look at it. You nasty ass little dirty ass man. Betancourt, who was caught on surveillance footage creepily licking his lips inside the station, fled on a northbound L train before he was arrested Tuesday. This nigga sniffing feet on a train and then exposing his little peckerwood. Peter Pecker. You nasty ass man. You dig what I'm saying? Again, he looked like Hassan Campbell. You know, he all thick in the shoulders and had on that little sweatsuit coming out of court. Look, I thought it was Hassan. I really did. Till I had to look deep. I was like, oh, no, that ain't hard. Why it's always them thick shoulder, thick hand-fingered people that's freaky like that? Now, Dean Rogers, what's up? UK in the building. Mr. Mac, what up? Y'all giggling and shit. I'm dead serious. Isn't it running around smelling feet, licking lips and shit? It's cameras everywhere. Your nasty ass. He appeared in court with a black left eye, wearing a cream-colored night jumpsuit, and lashed out at a reporter's question about whether or not he had a foot fetish. Who blacked his eye? Your mother has a foot fetish, the creep yelled out. His Previous arrests include throwing a 27-year-old woman to the ground before choking and biting her in the face on the Upper East Side in 2013. Just a year prior to that incident, the creep grabbed a 25-year-old woman, threw her to the ground, and then groped her. These are the type of dudes we got running around in the town. Now, back in my day, wasn't happening. Anybody even whispered that somebody was doing some stupid freak shit like that, it just was, yo, let me tell you, since why these young dudes talk that talk, y'all nothing like us. Nothing. None of this weirdo shit. We didn't play it. You was weird, you got dealt with. You got dealt with. You weird? A broad said you violated her? You got dealt with. And you couldn't come back out the way. That's just how it was. A lot of dudes got ran up out from around their way, doing some weird shit. Straight up. Oh, word he a weirdo? Yo, son, come here, let me ask you something. Yo, such and such said she said you did this and that. He stuttered, huh? Yo, but nah, let me tell you, boop, boop, boop. And then dudes is clapping at you out of here. We didn't do weird. None of that. We didn't do that. You can't speak to a woman. You don't know how to talk. You can't bag her, bro. You can't get phone number. You can't do all. You a dirty kid running around acting stupid and weird and touching her. You got dealt with. 9 times out of 10, you got handled. This new shit, and that's why a lot of older dudes fall back, because they get triggered. They understand the positioning. They know that they're too old to suffer severe consequences for this stupid, because this shit is dumb shit. It's like the other dude a couple of years ago, he running around putting his face in women's butt while they walk up the train station. You know she been working all day. 70% of the women in the town can't pass a post-work sniff test. And you running around, what the fuck is you doing? These are the weird dudes we got running around. Why? Because they on them pills, they smoking that synthetic weed, they drunk, and they out of their mind. And somebody's taking care of them. Somebody feeding them. So they left to their weird shit. And they come out. This is what type of shit. But when real dudes step out to handle it, people want to have sympathy for these weirdos. No, y'all shouldn't have did them like that. What? But that type of behavior only gets worse in a war, because nobody can focus in on them now. Nobody's there to bear witness to dumb shit. So if y'all not supportive of the real dudes, y'all, what are y'all gonna do? How do you think it's gonna get fixed? How? When y'all allow those weird dudes to tell y'all who they should be influenced by. You got them weirdos that tell you, yeah, Jay and Dame and this and that. Those are real dudes. So you got the weirdos, the pervs, telling y'all to worship them, and those dudes worship the old face. So the real dudes, we sitting here looking like, yo, okay, word, that's what it is? So how can we move? How can we do everything that's necessary to get done to put us in a better space? Now listen, to everybody except for the ones who can put in the work, who can articulate themselves, who can move in a space where y'all will be safe. That's the dilemma. that we struggle with. The leaders, the true dudes. So, I don't know. As I sit here and attempt to do my best, I gotta understand that, yeah, work needs to be done, and I got a long way to go. Simple as that. I got a long way to go. All right? However, just because we here early don't mean I'm sitting up on here for 3 or 4 hours. No, I got work to do. I gotta find different ways to fund the war effort. I gotta do what I gotta do. So on that note, listen, classroom assistants, much appreciation for holding it down. As always, love my classroom assistants. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Queen comrades and all, make sure all y'all come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't get in no altercations with no weirdos. Don't let no pervs sniff on your feet and all that. Make sure you keep your grippers in line. Watch your grippers, because dudes are trying to put their face in your grippers on the steps. On the steps. Not knowing if you got to pass gas or not. What the hell? What's going on? Is it smelling dirty feet on a train? This is the type of shit y'all got going on now. So again, man, focus up. Focus up. Okay? Get to where you got to get to safe. Remember, everybody got somebody that's waiting for them to come home. Okay? You can holler all you want, Mike saying, you think I'm playing? This is on the news. Real deals. His pictures and all that. Live motion video. Got him coming out of the court hiding and shit. This is a feet fiend. They can go to Twitter. All y'all pervs and all that. Don't go to Twitter. Twitter, give it up. Uncensored. Triple X, whatever your fetish is, it's on Twitter. Feet. Butts, all that. Fart video, whatever the hell you want is on Twitter. Why y'all messing with people in the street? Leave these people alone. Damn. The hell's the matter with you? And he got glasses. Fix your glasses, man. Shine them shits up. Get your ass on Twitter and do you. You in the street pulling out. What do you expect? I'm trying to figure, what does he expect? That she gonna just kick her feet up? Yeah, here. Smell my feet. Here, take my feet. Yeah, sniff my feet. And get, why you on a train? She say no, you try to sniff it, you running. Oh, you got pretty feet. That's some real wild Chester shit. Like, what tree you jumped out of, man? And I'm telling you, I guarantee you, because I see a lot of feet in the street. I see a lot of feet. And the toenails be painted and the heels be looking like hell. I'm like, well, how that happen? How that happen? Face made up, dress on, toes painted and heels look like hell. That means you ain't in the bath. That means you top heavy, you clean everything up on the top, and you ain't getting the serious part done. Because ain't no way your toes is shining, but your heels look like goddamn granite rock. Cobblestone on your damn heels and shit. Ankles crusty. And he trying to sniff them. Yeah, Deborah, I see that shit all day. I'm like, listen, listen. Man, listen. I'm in my 50s. I could spot a bad woman miles away. And I could see somebody fronting too. I know all the tricks. All the tricks. I look at all the key spots. Ass fat, but you got goddamn wax poking out your ears. Okay? I know all the tricks. Double girdles and all type of shit. Come on, man. I see it. You can see up under the wig, all around the goddamn hairline. With all the tricks. You see that? If I keep telling dudes, you gotta know a good woman. You can't, you looking at these broads and they angling themselves on IG, all the angles and camera put here and there. Nah. All the tricks. Again, they don't know. They see a wig, eyelashes, a pair of tights, and they gone. Hey, ma's homeless as hell. Homeless. Literally. Living out of some car. You see her dragging a goddamn suitcase. Homeless. But you also, you gotta show these dudes is a pair of tights and a wig and some eyelashes. Dudes is gone. You don't see she ain't wash her damn face? Stupid. You can't see that? You can't see that that's the same makeup from 2 days ago? You can't tell that? That wig got about 3 months on it? But these dudes is dumb. Stupid. They just want to take their little Peter and peck it somewhere. So they don't know. Shit. Now, I come from the era of fly girls. All they needed was a little bit of Vaseline on their face. Bad as hell. Clean. This shit got, y'all going, y'all getting tricked. Y'all getting tricked. Y'all little dudes coming out, y'all don't know the difference between a man and a woman. What the hell? How the fuck y'all don't know that? Because you looking at parts. Stupid shit. Hey, I got y'all twisted. Yeah, optical illusion, y'all twisted. Then he running around smelling feet. Trying to kiss feet. Outside feet. Them feet probably been everywhere. To the welfare office, to the goddamn hotel, to the shelter. Right? Them feet been everywhere. And you sniffing. To the point in which that you showing your Peter. You trying to... Man, listen, I'm out. We ain't got to see. We get the idea. We ain't gonna do all that anyway. Again, don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Guard your mind, because that's what they want. They get your mind, they got your war over. Okay? Guard your mind. All my truckers, y'all sent me the video. I'm telling you, stay away from them rest. Stop thoughts. They'll get you. Truckers, get home safe. Be on the road safe. Make sure you have all your paperwork too. Okay? Alright? If y'all on them New York City subways, Queen comrades, do whatever y'all got to do to be safe. Get your little box cutter. Something. Now y'all might have to cover your feet. God damn it. Wear socks now, because these niggas crazy. And watch your butt. When you walking up the stairs, walk sideways or something. I don't know what that dudes is putting faces and butts now in the street. Knowing she been at work 8-10 hours, knowing that she might. Ooh, wee. Y'all some nasty ass boys, I tell you. Okay? Alright? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Make sure y'all come back to class. For those who funded the war effort, much appreciation. Salute to you. Okay? That's what we do. That's how we do it. And listen, man, I ain't gonna keep telling y'all. It's summertime. See, Bliz got the attendance sheet. Quizzes is coming up. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all gonna be in summer school until October, damn it. Until you get it right. Because y'all failing. Y'all failing. Y'all supposed to be perfect revolutionary warriors right now. And y'all got people running around sniffing feet and doing all type of stupid stuff. Okay? Alright? So 55 gang. Get y'all grades up.